Imagine a legend so colossal his shadow swallowed the world. Andre the Giant, the unbeatable titan of the ring, the gentle soul of the screen. But what if the greatest giant of all hid a secret so staggering it could topple everything we thought we knew? His daughter, Robin Christensen-Roussimoff, carried his name in silence for decades until now. She's unearthed a truth buried deeper than his 7'4" frame, a revelation scribbled in faded ink that's about to rewrite his legacy. Was the man who lifted giants crippled by something far heavier than any opponent? Get ready to peel back the myth, because this isn't just a story of strength. It's a heart-wrenching twist of regret, longing, and a father's quiet desperation. You won't believe what she found, and trust me, you can't look away now. A man whose name alone conjures awe and wonder, a legend whose shadow stretched across wrestling rings and silver screens alike. Andre the Giant was all that and more, but what if everything we thought we knew about him was just the surface of a deeper, more human story? For decades, his daughter, Robin Christensen-Roussimoff, stayed quiet, living a life far removed from the spotlight that bathed her father. Now, she's stepped forward with a revelation so stunning, it's rewriting the giant's legacy, and it's got everyone asking, what could she possibly know that changes it all? Born in 1946 in Coulommiers, France, Andre René Roussimoff wasn't just big, he was colossal, standing over 7 feet tall and tipping the scales at more than 500 pounds. His size came from acromegaly, a rare condition that fueled his growth but also plagued him with relentless pain. From farmhand to wrestling phenom, Andre's journey took him across Europe, Japan, and Canada before he landed in the US in 1971. Already a star. By the 1970s and 80s, he was the eighth wonder of the world, a main event marvel whose agility defied his frame. His clash with Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 3 in 1987, where Hogan slammed him before 93,000 roaring fans, became the stuff of legend. Yet, behind the cheers, Andre was crumbling. His joints ached, his spine strained, and he turned to staggering amounts of alcohol, sometimes downing over 100 beers in a night, just to dull the hurt. But how did a man who could lift 500 pounds struggle to lift the weight of his own loneliness? That's where Robin comes in, a daughter who barely knew the giant the world adored. Born in 1979 to Jean Christensen, a wrestling publicist, Robin grew up in the US, her life a stark contrast to her father's global fame. Andre's schedule, over 300 days a year on the road, left little room for family. Robin recalls meeting him just 5 times, fleeting moments tinged with warmth but shadowed by distance. He was truly the gentle giant, she said, her voice carrying affection for a man whose laughter boomed and whose hands dwarfed everything they touched. Yet those rare visits couldn't fill the gaps. Raised in obscurity, she carried his legacy quietly, dodging the limelight even as Andre charmed new fans as Fezzik in The Princess Bride. His gentle nature won over co-stars, but at home, connection eluded him. When Andre passed in 1993 at 46, felled by heart failure in a Paris hotel room, the wrestling world mourned a titan. For Robin, though, the loss was personal. A father she'd barely known, leaving questions that echoed for years. What secret did Andre bury, only for his daughter to unearth it decades later? Recently, Robin shared a bombshell. She'd found letters Andre wrote, hidden away until after his death. In them, he poured out regrets, not about the ring, but about fatherhood. He confessed the ache of missing her, the isolation his size and fame forced upon him, and the wish he'd been more present. For Robin, it was a gut punch and a gift. I finally saw he wanted to be there, she said. He just didn't know how. This discovery has fans buzzing, peeling back Andre's invincible mask to reveal a man wrestling with more than opponents. A man who felt small in the ways that mattered most. It's a twist that bridges past glory to present truth, showing how his struggles shaped not just his life but hers. Now, let's shift gears. From luxury cars to private jets, Andre's wealth was as outsized as he was. But at what price? His fortune bought him a custom life. Cars. Think a tricked-out limousine and an SUV built to fit his frame. Standard sedans weren't an option. Watches? He owned a few oversized pieces, though his massive wrists made them more art than accessory. Real estate was his retreat, a North Carolina ranch sprawling enough to offer peace from prying eyes. No private jet ownership, but he chartered planes often. Commercial seats couldn't hold him. Business-wise, Andre played smart, sinking money into restaurants and bars that thrived on his name, plus a stake in a wrestling promotion that padded his income post-ring. Insurance was key too. Extensive health coverage for his condition, life policies, and asset protection for Robin, his sole heir. Yet his spending ran wild. Lavish habits that sometimes outpaced his earnings, a giant's appetite for life in every sense. So, what financial lessons can we glean from the giant's tale? First, health planning isn't optional. Andre's insurance shielded him from medical ruin, a must for anyone facing big risks. Second, peak earnings demand discipline. His extravagance shrank his safety net, a reminder to save when the spotlight's brightest. Third, legacy matters. His estate planning ensured Robin inherited, a move that secured his impact beyond the grave. Robin Christensen-Roussimoff stood before a sea of wrestling fans, her voice cutting through the silence like a beacon. What did she uncover that could unravel the myth of Andre the Giant? After years of guarding her father's shadow, she'd found a truth so raw, it redefined everything. When Andre passed in 1993 at 46, leaving 14-year-old Robin as his sole heir, the world saw a grand inheritance. Money, fame, a name etched in history. But for Robin, it was a mantle too heavy to bear, a legacy laced with absence and unanswered questions. Growing up, she'd pieced together a father from fragments, the wrestler who slammed giants, the gentle Fezzik of The Princess Bride, a colossus whose size awed millions. Yet to her, he was a distant echo, a man she met only a handful of times, his 300-day-a-year road life stealing him away. Now she dug deeper, unearthing letters that revealed a confession. Andre had wrestled not just opponents, but the fear he'd failed as a father, a regret that gnawed at him until his final days. What kind of luxury did a giant's fortune buy, and what did it cost him? Andre's wealth grew from humble roots to a peak of millions, swelling through wrestling purses, film roles, and savvy ventures. By the 1980s, his net worth soared past $5 million, equivalent to over $12 million today, fueled by sold-out arenas and endorsements. Today, Robin oversees an estate still valued in the millions, with projections hinting at growth as his legend fuels documentaries and merchandise. His lifestyle screamed excess, custom limos and SUVs to cradle his frame, a North Carolina ranch for solitude, chartered flights when jets wouldn't fit. Business-wise, he owned stakes in bars and a wrestling outfit, deals that kept cash flowing even as his body faltered. Insurance was his shield, health plans for acromegalies toll, life policies for Robin's future. Yet his spending spiraled, from epic feasts to bar tabs that became folklore. Could a man so larger than life ever truly escape his own shadow? Here's the kicker. Andre carried Robin's photo in his wallet, a secret talisman he showed to friends. Why didn't he ever reach out? Those letters she found spilled the truth. He doubted himself, feared rejection, believed his towering fame made him unfit for fatherhood. His past, dominating rings, lifting foes like toys, charming Hollywood, clashed with a present of isolation. Acromegaly ravaged him, his 7'4" body a prison of pain, dulled only by drink, yet he masked it with a grin. Robin's revelation at that convention stunned the crowd. He was gentle, flawed, human, not just a giant. Fans who'd cheered his WrestleMania glory now saw a man who longed for connection, but couldn't bridge the gap. His impact endures, his estate thrives, his story inspires. But it's Robin who's reshaped him, from invincible icon to a father who loved in silence. What financial wisdom can we steal from Andre's wild ride? Save when you're on top. His lavish habits shrank his cushion, a lesson in restraint. Invest smart. His ventures paid off, proving diversification beats fleeting fame. His daughter's words linger, a final twist in a tale that's far from over.